Hey everyone. So I'm making a response video to the Last Outlaws, which is a channel that I follow, and it's a pretty much a progressive channel that became popular when during the Bernie Sanders campaign of 2020, and has now mostly dedicated its content to Marianne Williamson. Now the host Zach Leary just put out a video um, trying to galvanize the Williamson campaign to go after Joe Biden about his policies. Um, there's a couple of things I want to say about that. Like, I actually understand why she does not go that route because of the fact that that is the sort of holding pattern that politics has typically done. It's not really the way politics of love would be um, applied in a practical way. However, I mean, also the fact is you don't want to make your campaign about someone else because of the fact that it's a simple principle of the law of attraction, which is not just a New Age principle, but is also the strategy of most advertising campaigns, which is that you talk about the thing that you want to promote. You do not focus on the thing that you want to negate. So, and I mean, this is something which has been successful for McDonald's taking over the world. You know, they plugged Ronald McDonald, the clown, not because he's attractive, but because he's memorable. And as long as you keep pushing the same image and name into people's minds, it becomes a subconscious compulsion. And the same pretty much with Donald Trump. I mean, most of what made Donald Trump so electable was the fact that he was a viral phenomenon, and he's not easy to forget with that face and the things that he says and the kind of shocking behavior. But he did not make his campaign about other people, although a little bit he did. I mean, he definitely challenged other candidates. Um, Now, having said that, I agree that Marianne is being a little bit too polite about Joe Biden's presidency. I mean, she has denounced his approval of the Willow Project. She has denounced his saying that he would veto a Medicare for All bill if it came to his desk. However, I do think she could go further. I mean, I got interested in politics because of the ongoing wailing about, and I'm not saying that it wasn't right to do this, but the wailing about the kids in cages, which was being attributed to the Trump administration. Now, certainly, Donald Trump and his administration made no effort to get the kids out of the cages. However, I mean, you know, the ICE facilities were established under the Obama administration, and they have not been closed under the Biden administration. I gather that the immigration issue is a hugely complex issue, but and I'm also on the other side of the world, so I don't have the opportunity to view the ICE facilities and see how many kids are in there and if they have toothbrushes and blankets and stuff like that. But if their conditions are indeed much better than they were under Trump, I would like a report about that because I hear nothing. I hear crickets. I mean, it's like tumbleweeds. Like there's nothing in the news about them at all, and yet they were being used in a way that was like basically the Democratic Party used them as their kind of attention grabbing thing to get people to hate Donald Trump. And I think that's a little bit cheap if then you're just going to trail off and never mention them again. So, yes, I think that Marianne Williamson, as the champion of young people's rights and who has a lively TikTok campaign and wants to establish a Department of Children and Youth and who talks about foreign policy, I think it would be good if she was a little more pointed on that issue because I think that it's not quite enough. She's still doing it in this sort of, she's still campaigning as if it's 2020. And I don't think she should pander just because the landscape has changed, but I think you always want to be a little bit fluid to adjust to the new landscape. Um, Now, as to, I mean, honestly, I have clicked off of a couple of videos from the Last Outlaws just because I find that their sort of rhetoric and some of the imagery they're showing is very violent, and I kind of feel like it's unrealistic to expect Marianne Williamson to go into a campaign with a sort of a Fight Club attitude, because that's what she wants to change, and she can't change it by, like, it's one thing to go into the Democratic Party and then try to change it from within, but the ends is also inherent in the means. So she cannot um, advocate for peace by taking a violent approach. That's what I would say about that. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I don't know if I made my point eloquently enough, but I really wanted to kind of hop on and address that. I think there's a balance. I think that she can go after him a little bit more, but I don't think she wants to get sucked into the orbit around Joe Biden, which apparently there is some orbit. I don't feel it. I feel no pull whatsoever. But yeah, anyway, that's it. Bye.